Hi, I'm Xanderka2009. Call me Drakina. In honor of the anime, Gamera Rebirth, I want to contribute to One Monstrous Moment Rebirth Edition. For this edition, I want to share a moment that made a big impact on me as a kaiju fan. Looking back on the year 1998, we all know about that failed attempt of a remake, which was my introduction to the kaiju genre. However, there was a different kind of monster fad on the rise, one that I was caught in. I'll be honest, I am not really a big Pokemon fan. I was only suckered into the fad by a little thing called peer pressure back in grade 7. I really don't want to talk about it, so I'll keep it short. I tried to collect the Pokemon junk and play the games, but I eventually lost interest and I was also broke and couldn't afford the distraction. However, I did watch some of the anime, and the Indigo League series had some interesting episodes. One episode had a monstrous kaiju reference that fascinated me. My kaiju-loving friends, I am talking about the Indigo League Season 1 episode, Tentacruel and Tentacruel. The story starts with the gang stranded in Porta Vista where they find a horsey with a black eye. Horsey gives them an ominous message in an ink image, then a boat offshore explodes. The gang rescues the crewmen of the boat and they meet the crew's boss, a wicked woman named Nestina. Nestina explains that the Tentacruel are interfering with the construction of her hotel on the reef, and she wants them eliminated. Misty believes that the idea is disgusting because she thinks Tentacruel are cute. After Nestina rallies the townsfolk to eliminate the Tentacruel, Team Rocket decides to wage chemical warfare on the Tentacruel using a super-secret stun sauce. When Team Rocket uses their stun sauce, the consequence is dire. Instead of eliminating the Tentacruel, a barrel of the chemical weapon causes one Tentacruel to evolve into a Tentacruel, and it becomes, as Jessie puts it, supersized. The massive Tentacruel and its army of Tentacruel advance and attack the city. Nestina and her army of scantily clad manservants attempt and fail to stop Tentacruel with their weapons. Tentacruel and a Tentacruel use Meowth as their puppet, sort of like the aliens from Independence Day, to explain that they are enraged by the destruction of the reef from the construction of the hotel. They decide to exact revenge on the humans by destruction of the city. Horsey urges Tentacruel to stop, but Tentacruel responds by attacking Horsey. After failed attempts to fight off Tentacruel and the Tentacruel army, Pikachu and Misty plead with Tentacruel to seize the attack. Misty explains that the citizens of Porta Vista will leave the reef alone if the city is spared. Tentacruel agrees to the plead, as long as the reef is left alone. The giant Tentacruel and its Tentacruel army return to the ocean. However, Nestina makes one last attempt to attack Tentacruel, but one flick of the Tentacruel's tentacles sends that wicked woman flying. Team Rocket, instead of blasting off again, gets wiped out by Tentacruel's tidal wave. Ha ha ha, wipe out! What? That's funny. The episode ends with the gang taking a ferry to their next destination. Misty also caught Horsey as her own. Tentacruel might not be the first giant Pokemon in the anime. That credit goes to Dragonite. But Tentacruel and Tentacruel made a monstrous impact on the Pokemon franchise and the fans. A normal-sized Tentacruel becoming a massive Tentacruel after being affected by a chemical weapon and rampaging on a city is a very obvious nod to the classic kaiju movies. At the time, I was intrigued that Pokemon would make a reference to those movies. Considering that I was still fresh to the kaiju genre back then, I was fascinated that its influence reached a fandom that was spreading like wildfire. I will have to address the elephant in the room. It's the fact that the episode was banned from American television networks after the events of September 11th, 2001. The episode was banned because it had scenes of buildings being destroyed by Tentacruel and Nastina with her men fighting with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns. Okay, I'll stop right there before I get flagged. Since I saw the episode years before that fateful day, I did not see it as a reference to the events of September 11th. Even though there is a reference to war, the episode still presents itself as a tribute to classic kaiju films like Godzilla. Remember, the original Godzilla film is an allegory for the devastation of the atomic bomb and the consequences of using such a weapon. Tentacruel and Tentacruel had parallel messages about destroying the environment and the devastating results of using powerful weapons. Didn't the silhouette of the evolving and growing Tentacruel resemble the shape of a mushroom cloud? In conclusion, Tentacruel's rampage on Porta Vista in Tentacruel and Tentacruel is a monstrous moment in its own right. My kaiju-loving friends, even if some of you aren't Pokemon fans, I would suggest giving the episode a viewing if you like city-smashing kaiju-style action. I do not intend to get sucked into the Pokemon fad ever again, but I still look back at this episode fondly. It carried the message that history shows again and again how nature points out the folly of men. Alright, I'll stop. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Hello, this is XanderCut2009. I am going to talk about my painting. As you can tell, I was working on it in the footage of this video. Unfortunately, I was unable to complete the painting in time when I had to submit this video. However, if you are patient and you bear with me, I will share a picture of the painting once it's completed. Thank you for your patience.